Howdy, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about Craftsman's kits, or Master Modeler's kits. This one is from LaBelle Woodworking. It's an O-gauge refrigerator car. So I don't really like the name Craftsman's kit because it kind of makes it sound like you have to be an old man with a long beard living in a cabin in the woods with, years and years of modeling experience to put them together. But you really don't. They go together pretty easily. I've built this one to kind of an odd halfway point so that I could show you how it's assembled. The floor and roof are one piece. It actually comes pre-milled. I put the truck bolsters on and the midsill on. And then it's got these end blocks, and they are cut square from the factory in the kit. So once you glue them on, as long as you're on a nice flat surface, then they'll be square up and down. And when you put the roof on, it'll be square with the, with the floor. So it takes a little bit of finagling and sanding and just kind of experimenting with to really get all the wooden pieces to fit together. But I mean, that really isn't rocket science. I don't think that's enough to require that the kits be called master kits, and that you shouldn't try to tackle one unless you're some kind of model railroading god. They also come with these cast detail parts. These are the steel side brackets for the boxcar. It's a refrigerator car, so it's got these access ports to load it with ice, and it comes with air brake equipment. Conceptually, they're pretty easy to put together. The most challenging part, honestly, so far, has been building this top piece. Because it actually doesn't come in the kit. They just give you a piece of wood like this, and they say, make one. So you can see it contacts the roof there. But all you really have to do is set it against the roof and trace it, which is what I did, and then cut it out with a hobby knife. So yeah, I mean, Craftsman's kits, I wouldn't say you have to be a craftsman to put them together. You just have to have a little patience and a little time. I will say that there are some tools you might not have that you're going to need. The first is a very small file, because like I said, it has a ton of this Mazak cast detail, and a lot of them have burrs, so you'll need to file that off with a file. You'll need a pin vise. These are really cheap and easy to get, and you should get one even if you do anything with the hobby, pretty much. They're very useful. This is a step that comes on this vegetable car, on this refrigerator car, and so the way you install this is you actually drill 2 holes into the car and then push it into those 2 holes. So you will need and of course you can't use a power drill for that. I mean, you need something a little easier going, right? The last thing you'll need is a nice steel ruler, solid steel ruler. I don't use a steel edge ruler. This one's obviously very old and dirty. I don't use a steel edge ruler to guide a hobby knife because the steel on the edge is too thin, and the knife will actually cut into the steel and it won't be straight, so you'll get a nice wavy line when you drag your knife down there. Steel ruler won't do that. And if you can swing it, a tiny little clamp just to hold stuff together. Never hurt nobody. This is a hacksaw that came from the dollar store. It's actually really, really great for cutting thin pieces of balsa wood. It won't cut anything metal, of course. It's not even that sharp, but it has the serrated pattern on the blade. So, hit up the dollar store, find yourself some cheap tools. Another challenging thing about these kits, the instructions are a little on the vague side. I mean, they assume that you've got a few models under your belt. That's the paragraph that describes the vegetable car that came in this kit. And that's for a flat car. So That has nothing to do with the kit that I'm building. This is the car that, or this is the image that I'm following for instructions. And then the other image you get is just this front and side profile. So for that reason, I mean, yeah, they assume that you've built some models before. I think it's kind of unnecessary to call them master modelers kits because it discourages people from trying to build them in the first place. And it makes people unwilling to spend the money on them if they don't think they're going to be able to put them together and blah, blah, blah. But I don't agree with that at all. I mean, they're really not that hard to do. So if you want to build your own O-gauge wooden boxcar, I would definitely say go for it. If it is the very first kit you've ever put together, it might not be a bad idea to just go buy a plastic building kit or a Revell model airplane and just try to put it together first and go on a little practice run. But again, I mean, if you've built a few kits in your life, you can figure this out. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Just a quick video. Just hopefully if you were on the fence about whether or not you wanted to tackle one of these projects, then, you know, hopefully I've sufficiently talked you into it. Thanks for watching. Bye.